Hi, this is Julia Solo, and I did my project on medication organization and glucometers for the visually impaired. So first I want to talk about medication organization. So these are some time of day sorters. I'm going to talk about them more on the next couple of slides. So this one you can probably find online or in stores. It has a different colored set of 4 compartments for each day of the week. So Sunday is white, and you see it has morning, I believe it's noon, afternoon, and bedtime. And then Monday's light green, Tuesday's light blue, Wednesday's dark green, Thursday's red, Friday's dark blue, and Saturday's a mustard yellow. This is basically a similar one, but it's a different layout. So you have in columns each day, and then across is the time of day. This one is just AM and PM for each day, so you have a pretty small space for saving your pills. For these methods, you do sort of have to know how to identify your pills, so whether you use technology to know what you put in each compartment, it's just a good way to double check yourself. You have a red, purple, orange, green. You can apply Braille labels if you wanted to. I do believe that they also sell ones that have Braille on them. I know at CVS where I work, they do sell these cases with Braille on them. And then also where you put your medications can be a good way to organize your medications. And some medications even need to stay at colder temperatures, so you may want to store them in the refrigerator. And then others you may want to store them by your bed if you're taking them at nighttime. And this way you can make it easier to differentiate between your medications. Labels can also be really great in terms of writing some really important information. On the right, this bottle is labeled with a red label that says take with food or milk, a blue one that says do not take aspirin or aspirin containing products without knowledge and consent of your physician. So you can use labels to label what the medication is, but these I think could be really great for warnings or special information. So this is a label I was rewriting my dog's medication. He's on gabapentin, so I was gonna print out a label for his medication container in, just to pretend that he was visually impaired, even though he's a dog. I didn't really want to focus on the name of his vet, so I just did DAH Del Mar Animal Hospital. The phone number, which I think was important because if there was ever a problem, the client could call easily. The doctor's name. The name of the drug is very important, and the milligram is very important, and the directions of how to take the medication is also really important. Braille labelers can be really great for people who read Braille. That way they can be able to read what their medication is, but they may need assistance in making the labels. And then bump dots can be used a variety of ways. One way on the American Foundation for the Blind website that was mentioned was using them. Let me actually show you. Let's see, on here, suggest that you use them to, let's see, maybe it's not on here, as a way to say how many times a day you're taking that medication. You can also use them to separate some medications from others. So there's definitely multiple uses for them. Let me just get back to my presentation here. It's gonna load. Let's see. Okay. And then glucometers for the visually impaired. So here is the Prodigy glucose monitor. It has a pretty good screen. Let's see if this is going to open again. Let's see. Google's having some trouble. Oh, resource unavailable. Okay. Well, it's a dark blue color. The screen is a pretty good size. Unfortunately, there's really only one button, so I guess it's pretty hard to change a lot of the settings. But it does talk to you. Again, this one will talk to you as well. It has two buttons at the bottom here. It says code, and then there's a button with an M. There's pretty good contrast between the screen and the background, but between the screen and the buttons, there's not as great contrast. And of course, then there's a place where the sound comes out of. And then the Prodigy voice. This, I think, is my favorite of the three because there's really great contrast. There's a good number of buttons. You have an up and down arrow. You have a button with an M on it. You have a button with, I think, an S. It's too bad it's not working. And then a arrow to the left. And then the screen size is pretty big too. And then I also want to show you this article. Now this is an article from the Journal of Diabetes Science and Technology, the Volume 2, Issue 2 of March 2008. So some things that make a glucometer really great for people with visual impairments are when there's spoken display data, a high contrast large font display, control buttons that are both textually identifiable and distinctive in color contrast, test strip calibration that is accessible, like automatic, and accessible operating manual, large print and electronic format. So you want people to be able to access how to use the glucometer. So a screen reader, magnifying software, etc. Accessible PC software, screen reading, magnifying software. Portability is great. A small blood sample and no cleaning required. Easy to use test strips, fast processing results. And these are some from 2003, BGM Technology. It's the AccuCheck and the LifeScan SureStep. And these are actually going to be compared in this table. The SureStep and the AccuCheck are on the right here. Compared with the Prodigy Voice, the Prodigy and Prodigy Autocode, the Advocate and the Advocate Ready code. For the most part, the Prodigy Voice does the best. Test strip calibration is automatic. Blood sample size is 0.6. Strips with capillary action, yes, which is true for most of them. Alternative testing sites, yes, that's pretty good. Cleaning required, no. Pretty much the same for all of them, except for the SureStep. Response time is 6 seconds, which is, again, pretty good compared to the AccuCheck, which was 26 seconds. The size and weight aren't too big a deal. They're about the same for all of them. Display font height is 0.56. Pretty good. I guess it's in the middle. Manual compatibility, compatible with screen reading software. No, it is not, but none of them are. And spoken glucose level, yes, that's one of the most important features of it. And speech support for adjusting settings like time, date, units of measurement, yes. I think also that's partly because it has so many buttons. making it a better glucometer. And spoken memory data, yes. Error notifications, yes. Low battery warning, yes. And overall speech quality is high quality, which is true with most of them. And then I will put these links up when I upload my project. These are some of my links. I know that they won't be clickable as a video file, but I will upload them so you can click them.